Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today, I actually have no idea where we are, I'll be honest. I haven't played this in a couple of days, so we are in basically San Francisco. So let's see what jobs we have here in San Francisco. We have San Francisco to Vegas for $13,000, that's not really all that much. Stockton has a $12,000 job, $9,000 there, $11,000. 8,000. I guess we're taking the $13,000 job here because yeah, we kind of need some some decent money. We are currently sitting at 10,000, which isn't terrible. Also, I'm gonna make a very illegal U-turn. Don't mind me. Let's just let's do this. Let's not crash, and we'll just sort of reverse a little bit there. Beautiful. We should be good. Let's. Okay, sir, can I help you? Can you not do that? That'd be excellent. Bloody, I'm here making an illegal U-turn and this guy's just carrying on like nothing's happening. I see how it is. I see how it is. I'm invisible. That's what's happened here. Is something pulling up beside? Oh, there's a freaking camper van beside me. Sir, I'm going to pull in front of you. So you're going to want to stop. Thank you. I'm also really going to want to stop. Okay. Right, here's the real question. Can I turn right on this red light? Let's find out. The answer is yes. Good, good. It's nice that worked. More often than not, it doesn't. Oh no! Okay, stop. That was close. That was very close. Also, fun fact, this is actually the first video I'm recording with a different microphone. So, if it sounds weird, that's why. It shouldn't. It should sound pretty much the same. The difference between this and my old one is that my old one was sort of a... I don't know, it's technically a side address microphone, where this one is an end address microphone and was also double the price, which... I mean, to me, it sounds better. It's got more bass to it, or more natural bass to it. Whereas with my other microphone... I usually added the bass to it in post, so I don't need to do as much, I don't need to apply as many effects to the microphone as I usually would. That's not to say that I applied loads of them and I sound completely different without the effects. I'm just quieter without the effects, and it doesn't sound as rich without them. This one does sound rich without the effects, so it's going to be interesting when I get to toy around with this in editing, so... I'm, I'll be honest, a little bit excited for that. It's always fun. Buying new microphones is kind of something I do way too much. It really is. I do it every 6 to 9 months. I tend to have a new microphone of sorts, and, they tend to get slightly more expensive every time, so I'm slightly concerned about... I just crashed into that bloody car! Yeah, I'm slightly concerned about what I'm going to be looking for in 6 to 9 months, because I'm not going to be able to afford it. So that'll be fun. That'll be okay. Let's not get a speed running a red light offense here. Can the lights change? That'd be just fine if the lights could go ahead and change. There we go. Beautiful. Right, all of y'all are gonna want to stop because I am turning this corner, whether you want me to or not. Thank you. Much obliged. Let's go ahead and get to this place up here. I also realize I need to sleep. So, it might be, funnily enough, I need to sleep in real life too. I reckon it might actually be a good... Oh god, there was a sleeping place just back where I was. It might actually be a good idea to untrack this on my GPS and go sleep and see what jobs there are in San Francisco. Once we have, yeah, once we've, can I untrack this? How do you untrack a destination? That's a question. How do I remove this as my destination? I reset navigation. Beautiful. Alright, well, what we're gonna do is, again, go to the map, because I forgot to do it there. We're gonna head up here, and, I will... Why is it not giving me a marker? Seriously. Right, get rid of you. There, okay. So, Okay, turn the corner. I'm gonna... Okay, I'm apparently gonna nearly run into that guy. I'm gonna sleep, and then we're gonna see what jobs we have, because it's possible that we might see a better, more profitable job pop up before, you know, the day is out, basically. Okay, I've had a sleep, and looking at the freight market, we actually missed the good job, and we're down to a job at 11,500, which isn't all that good. And there doesn't seem to be anything nearby that's any good either. There are cars up in Eureka going to Bakersfield, but, yeah, there's actually a $17,000 job up in Reading. It might be interesting to see if there's anything from San Francisco to Reading. Okay, we'll take that. That's, this is actually something people have been telling me as well, is taking jobs. Where's Bakersfield is there, right? Anything good in Baker? No. We are going to Reading is what we're doing. So, let's take this job here. It's only 7,700, but it does get us up to Reading. So, if we take this job, we can go to Reading, and then we can obviously, where the... is this where I'm supposed to be going for the job? Where am I going for this job? That's my question. Oh, wrong bloody way. Okay, let's turn around. Back it up. Let's try and not crash it. Okay, third person. I really don't trust myself to reverse in first person. I'm gonna be honest. It's really not my strong suit. It really isn't. There we go. So, good old first person view. We've got 47 miles to cover. That's gonna apparently take me an hour. I beg to differ. Well, we're at the location, which means we have a job to pick up here. So let's just ease the truck into the yard and hope that we can not crash into anything. There we go, beautiful. So what have we got? We have a couple of jobs. That one would be all... Well, that's actually not all that far. This one, though, we're going to pick it up. We're going to go and get the trailer, as we do. It looks like it's all the bloody way over there, which is just lovely. Please don't be in a really awkward spot for me to pick up. Oh, well, no, that's actually not so bad. Just got to make a bit of a turn, which I can do. You know, I'm a terrible driver, but I can do simple things like pick up a trailer. Parking, on the other hand, that's completely different. That's a completely different story for another time. Did I just... It looked like I crashed. I'll be honest, it looked and sounded like I crashed into that trailer. But I didn't. So we're good. I know I didn't. Let's take it easy around that corner. There we go. Alright, so we're heading out pretty much straight onto the highway, which is nice. I'm glad I don't have to go through San Francisco. Okay, this is a wide turn. Don't mind me. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't need to go through all of San Francisco to drop this thing off, or to get onto the highway, rather. Well, I guess it's technically dropping it off, isn't it? But, you know, we're dropping it off in 380 miles. Whatever the case, I'm glad I don't need to go through San Francisco, because the traffic here is a bloody nightmare. Seriously, the time-lapse just a second ago, like, I was getting stopped. I was getting stopped at every red light. I was getting stuck behind a bus. It was miserable. It was not a good time. Would not recommend oh my god, that's a lot of traffic. Has the game been updated since I last played it? Because I swear I'm seeing so much more traffic. than I remember seeing. Like, that was a lot of cars. That was a crazy number of cars that I've never, even this much traffic. Like, this is a lot. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Also, am I going over that bridge? More importantly, is that the in-game version of the Golden Gate Bridge? Because that's kind of pretty, is what that is. That is a nice bridge, and I kind of really want to drive over it. So if I could just make this turn to the left here, that'd be kind of nice. Please, lights, don't go rad. Okay, go rad then. Whatever. See if I care. See if I care. I mean, I care. I can't do anything about it though. Okay, this is going to be a pretty steep incline. Which is going to be fun for my truck, because as we know, it's just excellent when it comes to going uphill. As you can see by the 16, 17 miles per hour. Good. Just great. That's just excellent is what that is. Can it hurry up a little bit? Seriously, I know it's a truck that's pulling some heavy stuff, but I don't get why it's this weak. I really don't. It annoys me so much. I can't wait for the day when I can get some seriously impressive trucks going on, because that'll just be absolutely excellent. It really will, you know? Something that can handle the incline the inclines no problem. Also, if my throat could you know, not fall apart, that would also be nice. Is this the Golden Gate Bridge? It doesn't have an under thing like this on it, does it? Maybe it does. I know it doesn't. This must just be like the in-game equivalent. Weird. This isn't really as pretty as I thought it would be. And it goes into a tunnel. That's interesting. That's okay. Fair enough. We're up to 70 miles per hour, though, which is nice. We can definitely floor it. So if I could hit 7... Okay, I'm definitely not going to hit 70 anytime soon, but, you know, that's fine. 60 will do. I mean, it's faster than what I have been doing in the past, although this is a slope. This is a fairly impressive slope at that. So, if I could... I've discovered Oakland... Okay, sir! Why? Why would you do that, you absolute prick? You slammed on the brakes in the middle of the highway, you arsehole! Why? Why would you do that? That was completely your fault. Also, is that a toll booth? Probably. What the hell was that? Like, why would you slam on your brakes in the middle of the highway after a slope? That's so ridiculous. That guy should be fined for it. Like, yeah, it's the logic of the person that ran into the back of the other car must have been speeding and hit him. And yes, I was... No, I wasn't speeding. The limit was 70 or 65, and I was doing at most 60. That guy slammed on his brakes in the middle of a highway in front of a truck, and I was supposed to stop. Now, here's the thing. When you have a lot of weight moving very quickly, the force needed to stop it quickly is pretty, you know, severe. There's a lot of okay, let's not crash into that guy either. That would have been completely my fault. I'm not happy about that. What am I stuck on? I'm not happy with that. Absolute arsehole slamming on the brakes in the middle of a highway and me getting fined because of it. Wasn't my fault. I want my money back. I want my money back. It cost me what, like $1,500 because he was an idiot. I mean, yeah, I'm not pleased about that in the slightest. I'm really kind of salty about that one. we are about 150 miles from our location. We have 3 hours and 51 minutes remaining. I almost hit that police car, and apparently I have to pull over to get inspected here at the weigh station, so this is a little bit annoying. I really don't like these. I really don't. They kind of annoy me. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Don't worry about it. Let's, stop the truck. Did that count? I don't think it did. I think I need to back it up. Oh, no. Pass the inspection. Enter. Oh, yeah, there we go. Of course, I bloody passed the inspection. Oh, can we, there we go. Alright, it's not like that was complicated. So we have 3 hours and 37 minutes to our destination. I need to sleep in 5 hours and 5 minutes, which is actually interesting. We've made some pretty good time on this, considering I, at one point, needed to sleep in 7 hours, and the destination was like 7 hours and 5 minutes away-ish. So we've definitely made up some time. Being able to hit higher why is my indicator on? Being able to hit higher speed limits, as we've seen before, is super useful. Actually, it really is making it so much easier to get from destination to destination. And considering we are getting longer drives, and considering there's drives where we're not necessarily taking cargo, or we're not taking hugely valuable cargo, it's nice to be able to get that stuff out of the way a little bit quicker than, you know, being stuck at 55 while all the traffic around you is moving at 70. So properly being able to put my foot down is, it's kind of nice, I'll be honest. It's kind of nice. Though I would really like to hit that 70 miles per hour mark. That would be kind of even better. Well, I hit 70. I managed to lock cruise control in on 70 as well, so I think it's fair to say that we're properly trucking along at this point. That's a joke. Debatable as to whether or not it's funny. Well, it's not a joke, it's a pun. That's what that is. That's a pun. And as everyone knows, puns are the ultimate form of humor. They are never not funny. Seriously, I've heard way too many puns and been in the internet way too long. Puns, I find my own puns funny, and I find bad puns funny. I've discovered that I actually have no interest in really clever puns anymore, and I feel like that's a bad thing, because I should, because clever puns are clever, and apparently I'm turning into Stephen Moffat, because everything's clever. Literally everything. Seriously, if you've watched, just watch Stephen Moffat's writing on Doctor Who. The guy did some great stuff. Seriously, some of, you know, Matt Smith's storylines and Peter Capaldi's storylines have been great, and, you know, Stephen Moffat's showrunning is somewhat flawed, but also somewhat brilliant. But the biggest problem is that he cannot describe anything as anything but clever. Like, Clara is the entirety of Clara's, I guess, bio as a written character. Like, when you create a character, you sort of write up the description of this character, you write about them, what they're like, their quirks, their likes, to, you know, etc., etc. You write up who this person is. You could sum up Clara with just make, like, the text big enough to fill the page and just write the word clever. And that's literally, like, as far as her character really went. Until, you know, the whatever season it was, the season 8, was it? I think, yeah, season, was it 9? It was season 9, the most recent one. Until then, at which point she became a little bit interesting because she was reckless, but then it was like, oh, she's annoying because she's reckless. I'm about to crash. Bollocks. I'm just saying. Seriously. It's... Stephen Moffat wrote great stuff, but every character being clever was just boring after a while, because they weren't clever. They were either just in the right place at the right time, or the solution was obvious, or it was so out there that the fact that this person got it is ridiculous. I don't know. I have this thing with lazy writing, and I find it to be lazy writing when you make every character the same. I'm just saying. It's a pain in the ass. And then you watch Sherlock, and it's like, oh, this guy can actually write, so why can't he do Doctor Who? Then again, he does do like 3 episodes of Sherlock in about a decade, so that's possibly something to do with it. I don't know. I'm waffling as I do. It's kind of a thing. As I've said before, you know, people have mentioned, like, I love seeing comments in this series because there's a lot that are really similar in the sense that it's just people saying, you know, I have no interest in this game. But the waffling and the rambling can be entertaining. I'm glad that that's the audience this has, and I like to imagine that's probably the majority of people watching this, because I can't imagine Truck Sim is the most compelling game to watch. I know it's relaxing. I've watched some Truck Sim stuff myself, not my own, obviously. In fact, you know what? I've been watching my own. It's just so fabulous. No, I've been watching some, and it's relaxing. Like, if you're wanting to sleep, just put on some Truck Sim. Or City Skylines. That's another good one. If it's a more creative City Skylines series, it can be quite relaxing to watch when you're trying to sleep as well. I don't know. This conversation has gone in a really interesting direction, hasn't it? Alright, let's drop off the cargo. Back it up a little bit, because I went a little bit too far. There we go. Ready to unload, and we got good work. Okay. Well, let's... Oh, we leveled up as well. Excellent. I don't really want long distance. 15% higher reward for high-value stuff. I mean, I'm tempted to just focus on hazardous cargo so I can get more of these in more places. So I'm going to take flammable and apply that. Now, here's the question. Where can I sleep? Just around the corner. Excellent. Though I do need... Excellent's apparently becoming my new word. Oh, God. I'm turning into Stephen Moffat. Everyone's clever for him, and my go-to word is becoming excellent. I mean, it could be worse. It could be fantastic in a northern accent, but I'm not letting that be a thing. As we all know, me and accents are a very particular thing, is what I will describe me and accents as being. And I don't know that it's particularly a good thing. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's just go sleep. So it turns out the job I wanted is actually gone, which is kind of annoying, actually. But I'm curious to see. The best job in the market right now is actually this one, which isn't all that close to here. There's Bakersfield, there's... Yeah, there's not really much near me. Eureka has a 13... Yeah, it's expiring in 10 hours, though. I mean, I could take this $13,000 job. It's 564 miles. It's going to take 14 hours to do it. I mean, I could take it. It's a digger heading to Reading, or heading to Barstow from Reading. Might be worth it. That's kind of in a good place. Reading to San Francisco, I don't really want to do. Reading to Santa Cruz, I don't think I've been there. Reading to LA, I think we'll just take the digger down to Barstow. Because, yeah, it's kind of all we can really do. I'm annoyed that $17,000 job is gone, I'll be honest. That is annoying, but, well, these things happen, don't they? Sometimes you just miss a job, and that's what it is. Now, can these lights change, please? Because I would really like to not be stuck in a town for ages because of traffic lights and traffic. So there we go. Nice and green. Let's cover these 4 miles to my destination. Well, I'm at the place I need to be. Interestingly enough, my GPS took me in the wrong entrance. So, let's just get the job from here. And I said, let's just get the job from here. That's the one. That's going to Barstow, 13,000. I would really like more for an almost 600-mile job, I'll be honest. But I really don't see me getting it, so let's just back it up here and collect the digger. I said, let's just collect you. There we go. And off we go. So, 564 miles, 14 hours and 41 minutes. I'm going to be awake for the next, how long exactly? 13 hours and 46. So basically what that's telling me is I have the possibility to make up some time here and not have to sleep for this entire journey. Although, I will need fuel. So I'm thinking it might actually be a really good idea to get fuel as soon as possible. So the first gas station we see might very well be worth pulling into. And then from there, we basically just drive straight through to the destination and we're good. But what we really need is to get out of, well, we're out of Reading now, so we can go up to 65 miles per hour. But what we really need is to, yeah, get that fuel, well, get up to 65 miles per hour, get that fuel, and then just floor it down the highway. And that is a car abandoned at the side of the road. Interesting. Not something I tend to see every day in this game. I'll be completely honest. Also, people were correct in mentioning that I have become one of those arseholes that leaves their high beams on when driving towards other traffic. Yeah. I haven't necessarily seen any problems with doing that. I don't think I can be fined for doing that. And also, I do it more as a courtesy to all of you that view this, because if I don't, then there's more darkness on screen, and you don't quite see as much of what's going on, so it's more of a video making standpoint than an actual sort of simulation standpoint. And like I've said before, I'm not playing this with some strict set of rules. Like, you've seen me cut corners, you've seen me go on the wrong side of the road, you've seen me make illegal U-turns and do stupid things. I'm not strictly simulating life as an American trucker, because I really would just be so bored if I did. Some of the stupid stuff I do, just as angry and salty as it makes me, it's fun, and that fun wouldn't really happen as much if I stuck to some really strict rules. So, you know, we're just sort of we're suspending our disbelief is what we're doing. ...331 miles to go. This is a longer drive than I thought it would be. Going through Stockton is always I won't say a pleasure. I mean, it's nice to be back somewhere that I recognize and have become familiar with, but, yeah, Stockton's always a pain. Having to slow right down to 30, go through the town every time. I'll be honest, honest, it'd be nice if there was just a highway that went around it. It really doesn't make sense that you would have to go through Stockton every time. And I know there is a highway that takes you straight past it and sort of, like, not quite through the middle of the town, but I don't get why you always have to turn off the highway and go through Stockton. Because to me, that seems like a prime place to have a bypass of sorts. I don't know. It's a really weird one. Whatever the case, though, we do have 297 miles to go. 7 hours and 40 minutes left in this journey. Oh, it is a long one. It really is. It doesn't help that I mean, again, you know, I like to use this this series as a sort of podcast, I suppose. I haven't slept in a while. I think I'm about the 24-hour mark now since I last fell asleep. So, yeah, this is like sitting down to watch an episode of Truck Sim because I want to go to sleep and want to watch something relaxing. Except it's even more relaxing because I'm just watching the scenery and there's no one talking. Maybe that's what I need to do to this series. I just need to not talk. That's the key, isn't it? To making this this series something really special. I just sit in silence. I intro the video and then the whole thing is just time lapse for like 30 minutes. I mean, that could be pretty looking, but I don't think I'd necessarily call that a Let's Play. So, I don't see me doing that, I'll be honest. Also, $578 from Emily there. I mean, I don't mind if I do. I'll take $578. She's actually doing okay, I'm finding. Like, she's making reasonable enough money. Could be better. Should be better. Would be nice if it was better. But, meh, I'll take what I can get. I get a couple of $100 several times a day. It's fine by me. Less than 150 miles to go, and we're finally turning off of the highway. Although it kind of looks like I'm probably going to wind up on another highway. Although, I mean, we're taking this to Bakersfield, right? That's Bakersfield right there, yeah. So we are going, yeah, down through Bakersfield onto some back roads, onto a bit of highway temporarily, and then into the destination. So we are absolutely almost there. It's this last leg of the journey is absolutely going to take a little bit longer, considering I'm going to have to slow down to go through Bakersfield. But hopefully the back roads we're going to go out onto will be, okay, you just continue on your way there, sir. Hopefully the back roads will have a reasonable speed limit. 60 or 70 I'm okay with. 30 to 40 not so much. That wouldn't be so great. Don't you pull out in front of me, sir. Thank you very much. So city limit, yeah, we're down to 30 miles per hour going through Bakersfield. I mean, I think we're okay. I don't think I need to worry too much about it being 30 miles per hour in here. I have 3 hours and 16 minutes until my location. I have 5 hours until I actually need to sleep, so we're gonna get there. And we're not gonna pass out in the process. So this, I guess, is going well. There's the good old Bakersfield sign. This is a nice place. It is. Bakersfield is nice. I think I prefer Bakersfield to Stockton. Just purely because, I don't know, Stockton annoys me. I mean, I mentioned why the lack of a bypass for Stockton just really annoys me, but I don't know, something about Bakersfield just feels like a town, I suppose. Which is interesting, considering American Truck Sim and Euro Truck Sim, I mean, towns in both of those games are like 3 or 4 streets, so it's nice that Bakersfield actually sort of feels like a town. It's weird to me, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really here for long enough to take in the sights. So all I really need to do is get to the city limit and floor it, because that's kind of my thing. I get to the city limit, I put my foot down, and we just get to where we're going, because we have 118, waiting for the 18. 119, still 119. I'm looking for 118. Anyone got 118? 119 going once. Going twice. Going... There we go. 118. That's what I wanted. That's, again, I realize the reason that didn't change there is because of the scaling that happens when you're in a town. And I think I've mentioned that before. In fact, I'm almost certain I've mentioned it before. But when you're in a town, the distances are much longer. So 1 mile is going to seem much, much longer than it will when you're outside of a town. For example, if I go 30 miles per hour right now, a mile is going to go pretty quickly. But if I'm in the middle of Bakersfield, that's going to go much slower just because it makes it seem like towns are bigger. Which is a nice touch, I'll be honest. I kind of like that. It's alright. It's an interesting way to do things, I suppose. And oh god, this road. I have seen this road many a times, as I'm sure you have, both in and out of time lapses. That road, those bumps back there just look excellent when they're sped up, because it's just so silly. It really is. Plus, in the time lapse sections, I use frame blending to make it look a little bit smoother. That's why you get the sort of the blur outside of the truck. Like, the interior of the cab is going to be kind of normal. Certain things will blur a little bit, but it's why there's such what just looks like extreme motion blur. It's because it's blending the... Well, frame blend does what it sounds like it does. It blends each frame of a video, and if you don't know what that is, a frame of a video is like a picture. So I imagine everyone knows this, but for like the one person that doesn't, a video on YouTube can be like 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Like this one is 2K at 60 frames per second. What that means is that every second there are... No, that was a loan installment paid. Every second there are 60 frames, which is basically the equivalent of 60 pictures that makes up the movement. Essentially, that's the way it works. And frame blending just does a sort of a bit of a sort of fade and kind of just blends frames together. So frames before and after are sort of all blended together to make it look just like there's a lot of motion blur going on. And I like it. I think it makes the... Oh god, I'm gonna crash. Let's not do that. I don't know. I think it makes the time lapses just look a lot better. Also, I'm aware that I've switched to third person. I feel like that was the smart thing to do. Despite everything, you know, despite nearly crashing into the back of this guy. Despite nearly, you know, speeding out onto the middle of the highway uncontrollably. Third person seemed like a good bet. It seemed like a smart move. I just got a speeding offense, and I'm pretty sure this is the place that I once got a speeding offense before. And I actually saw it there. The speed limit dropped down to 35 miles per hour pretty suddenly, and I immediately got that speeding offense coming off the highway. So that... I'm not okay with that. This episode has been ridiculous for things that I'm not okay with. I've had several... I've had a couple of crashing offenses, but there was that one in particular that was just the worst because the guy decided to slam on the brakes in the middle of a highway in front of a truck that couldn't really stop. So today has not been a good day for trucking. It really hasn't. It's been a rough one. Fortunately, we are gonna end it here with this particular delivery, which is going to get me a nice... Oh, for God's sake. And I didn't get any damage from that, though. That's nice. Which is going to get me a nice $13,000. So we are ending the day with, I guess, more money than we started with. Which is a good way to end the day. We got an excellent. We got $13,000. Got some good XP. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. That was a very stressful day. Whatever the case, I am going to leave it there. So thank you kindly for watching. This has been American Truck Sim, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.